Sex is everywhere in the media, relationships, and conversations. But here's the truth no one talks about. Some people just don't enjoy sex, and it's more common than you think. Today, we dive into the real reasons why some people don't enjoy sex and why it's totally okay. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like to the channel, and hit the bell for more videos line up. Psychological trauma or past abuse. Some people carry emotional scars from childhood abuse, sexual assault, or toxic past relationships. These unresolved traumas can create fear, anxiety, or even aversion towards sex. Mental health issues, depression, anxiety, PTSD, and other mental health conditions can significantly lower libido and make sex feel like a burden rather than a pleasure. Performance pressure. The expectation to perform or satisfy a partner can cause intense stress, leading to avoidance or lack of enjoyment during intimacy. Hormonal imbalances. Conditions like low testosterone, thyroid issues, or menopause can affect libido and physical response, making sex uncomfortable or uninteresting. Body image. Insecurity. People who feel unattractive or ashamed of their bodies may struggle to relax during intimacy, preventing them from enjoying the moment. Lack of emotional connection. For many, sex is deeply emotional. If the emotional bond with a partner is missing, sex can feel empty or purely mechanical. Sexual orientation or identity. Confusion. People still exploring their orientation or dealing with societal expectations might engage in sex that doesn't align with their true identity, leading to dissatisfaction or discomfort. Mismatched libidos. When one partner wants sex more or less frequently than the other, it can lead to resentment, stress, and disinterest in intimacy. Lack of education or awareness. If someone has grown up in an environment where sex is taboo or poorly explained, they might associate it with guilt, shame, or confusion. Medical conditions and pain. Conditions like vaginismus, endometriosis, erectile dysfunction, or chronic pain can make sex physically painful, turning what should be pleasure into discomfort. Religious or cultural guilt. Some people are taught that sex is sinful, dirty, or shameful unless done under specific conditions, creating emotional resistance even in adult relationships. Boredom or repetitiveness. In long-term relationships, if sex becomes routine and lacks novelty, some individuals may lose interest or stop enjoying it altogether. Coercion or lack of consent. If someone feels pressured into sex, whether emotionally, socially, or physically, they may associate it with fear or resentment. Asexuality. Asexual people naturally feel little to no sexual attraction to others. It's a valid sexual orientation, not a disorder or dysfunction. Unresolved relationship conflict. Fights, emotional distance, or unresolved tension can kill desire. Emotional disconnection often translates to physical disinterest. Over-sexualization by media society pushes unrealistic sexual expectations. Someone doesn't meet those standards, they may feel like something is quote-unquote wrong with them, reinforcing disinterest. Lack of foreplay or intimacy. When sex becomes just a quick act, without emotional buildup or intimacy, it can feel empty and dissatisfying, especially for those who need deeper connection. Sensory sensitivity. Some neurodivergent individuals, like those with autism, may find physical sensations during sex overwhelming, unpleasant, or confusing. Poor communication. When partners don't talk about preferences, dislikes, or comfort zones, sex can become awkward, frustrating, or even scary. Fatigue or life, stress. Burnout, exhaustion, or high stress levels, especially from work or parenting, can drain physical and emotional energy needed for intimacy. Fear of judgment. Some people worry about being judged for their body, technique, or preferences, which creates anxiety that interferes with enjoyment. History of rejection. If someone has experienced rejection during or after sex, it can cause long-term emotional scars that make future encounters feel threatening. Emotional disconnect from partner. When emotional needs aren't being met, even the best physical intimacy can feel meaningless or unfulfilling. Overthinking during sex. Some individuals can't turn off their thoughts, worrying about performance, appearance, or what their partner is thinking, which distracts from pleasure. Associating sex with obligation. If someone feels they have to engage in sex to keep their partner happy, it turns intimacy into a chore instead of a choice. Lack of privacy. Living situations like roommates or kids at home can create tension and fear of being interrupted, making sex feel rushed or stressful. Emotional exhaustion. Those emotionally drained from caregiving, work stress, or relationship issues may feel emotionally unavailable for intimacy. Negative first experiences. A bad first sexual encounter, whether painful, awkward, or emotionally detached, can leave long-lasting impressions. Unresolved parental conditioning. Strict upbringings that demonize sex can instill deep-rooted guilt or shame even in adulthood. Lack of trust. Without trust, vulnerability is impossible. And without vulnerability, true intimacy becomes difficult or unenjoyable. Low self-esteem. People who don't feel worthy of love or pleasure may subconsciously sabotage their ability to enjoy sex. Neurodivergence. Autistic or ADHD individuals may experience sensory processing differently, which can lead to either avoidance or discomfort during sex. Not feeling heard. When one partner feels ignored or invalidated outside the bedroom, it often reflects inside the bedroom too. Unrealistic expectations from porn. People who consume a lot of porn may have skewed expectations that don't reflect real human intimacy, creating medication side effects. Some medications, like antidepressants or birth control, can lower libido or cause physical difficulties during sex. Digital distraction. Modern technology, smartphones, and binge watching can consume time and energy once reserved for intimacy. Rushing intimacy. Quick, goal-oriented sex without proper build-up or emotional engagement often leaves one or both partners feeling unfulfilled. Role-playing. Pressure. Some people dislike fantasy or role-play during sex, especially if it feels inauthentic or forced by a partner's request. Unresolved anger. Lingering anger or resentment in a relationship can block intimacy. Even small issues can become major roadblocks if unaddressed. Not knowing what they enjoy. Many people never take time to explore what actually turns them on, so they go through the motions without true engagement or satisfaction. Fear of speaking up. Fear of hurting a partner's feelings or embarrassment can stop someone from asking for what they need, leading to quiet frustration. Sleep disorders. Lack of quality sleep due to insomnia or apnea can tank energy levels and libido, especially over time. Physical disability or injury. Mobility limitations or pain can make sexual activity challenging or unenjoyable without proper adaptation and communication. Lack of sexual literacy. If someone doesn't understand their own anatomy or how their body responds to pleasure, sex can feel confusing or underwhelming. Feeling ignored. If someone feels their partner doesn't focus on their pleasure or needs, they may emotionally check out from intimacy. Relationship baggage. Old wounds from exes or previous toxic relationships can carry over into new ones, interfering with sexual openness. Unmet emotional needs. Sex cannot compensate for feeling unloved, unappreciated, or disconnected in the rest of the relationship. Feeling objectified. When sex feels one-sided or transactional, it can make someone feel used rather than valued. Cultural or religious expectations. In some cultures, especially conservative ones, sex is stigmatized, leading to fear or guilt around pleasure. Misalignment in sexual values. If partners have different beliefs about sex, what it means, when it's appropriate, or how it should be, it can create discomfort or disinterest. Conclusion. If you or someone you know doesn't enjoy sex, know this: you're not broken. The most important thing is understanding yourself, getting help if needed, and being honest in relationships. Understanding the why behind sexual disinterest, the first step toward healing, empathy, and connection is. If you relate to any of these points, know that you are not alone. And with the right support, joy and intimacy can be rediscovered.